Hey, hi V, great that you're here. Hi Michelle, great that you're here. Yeah, V saying log out and log back in again. You're gonna have to log in. Now I think the video's come up now. Yay! Yay, we're getting there. Technology, isn't it? But I think you have to accept my invitation, Michelle, and then you'll be on the screen also. It says it's
Am I here?
connecting. Yes, you're here.
Ah,
So hi, Vicky. Hi, Kate Willoughby. Great to see you. Thanks so much for joining us today. I really appreciate it on our first Facebook Live. And we're doing this in association with an event we have coming up. It's called Making Your Cash Flow, and it's on the 22nd of November. And Michelle has kindly agreed to be one of our speakers. The event's going to be hosted at NatWest in Bishopsgate from 5 to 9 o'clock in the evening. And this is a subject really close to my heart, money. Not just because I think money is important to make the world go round, but because, as you all know, I'm really passionate about supporting women. And a lot of the research says women don't get a handle on money. Women are not good with money in their businesses. Women shy away from taking out loans or seeking angel investors. So I really want us to turn that around. I want to turn it on its head, and I want us to be fantastic with our money, earning it, making the best of it, using it to help other people, whatever we want to do about it. And who better than to interview than Michelle on this topic, because she's absolutely awesome. She's got a huge amount of experience in business, and I know she plans to make lots of money.
hopefully.
So Michelle, as we're starting here, please tell us a bit about you. Tell us about this awesome career, about this awesome business that you've managed to carve out for yourself so far.
Right, so I'm the founder and managing director of my own business called The People's Partner. And what we do is split up into two. So one half of the business delivers HR support to medium-sized businesses. That's when we go in and we'll do all the entire HR, which includes training, leadership and management training. It also includes all the horrible stuff such as redundancies and letting people off, but also employee engagement and pay benefits and recruitment. So that all does. So I have a team of people that work with me there, and that goes all right and that ticks over. The other side of what I do is the coaching, and it's career coaching because it taps into the HR. So it's when people have been in their jobs for long periods of time and have actually forgotten how to interview and how to really bring their skills to the forefront. So I help them with that transition, either from one job to another, or if they're moving from employee to entrepreneurship, and just knowing what things you should be looking at. How do you make that leap from the two different spheres and make a success of it? So that's what the business does in its entirety. And we just branched out more recently, partnering with insurance companies, because a lot of firms need insurance and contracts. So now we have a wealth of templates to help organizations, businesses and small entrepreneurs.
Fantastic. So you do a lot with small businesses, is it mainly?
Yeah. Mainly with small businesses. That's where the bread and butter is.
Yeah.
But do you know what? For me personally, nothing can take away with working with people on a one-to-one basis, in small groups. That's where my joy comes. That's where I excel really, because we're not bound or constrained by rules and regulations, and we can make it our own, and we can just really just take the limits off. Whereas with HR, I am bound by restrictions and employment law. So yeah.
Okay, thank you for that. It's great to see so many of you here joining us. Brilliant. I'm going to say hi. I can see Kate. I can see V. It says there are 6 other people, but I can't see your name. So do write some comments in. And also, if you've got questions about the event, or if you've got questions for Michelle as we go through, please type them up and I'll keep an eye on them. And then hopefully Michelle can answer some questions as well. We want it to be as interactive as possible.
Yeah.
You told me the sensible stuff, what your business does. But I want to know, how did you get here? What was your journey to this place of running your own business now?
Yeah, do you know what? It came by accident. I'm not even going to lie or fluff it up. It came by accident.
Okay.
I was at a seminar and I was with my my fiance at the time, and it was at a John Lee seminar at Wealth Dragons, and he said, "Is there anyone here who wants to start up their own business?" And I was happy. I was happy being my HR manager, doing my stuff, regular income, perfectly fine. And I had no plans whatsoever to start my own business. And so Peter pushed my hand up, and out of, I don't know, there must have been about 500, if not more. Out of all of us, I was called to the front. Yeah. So there I am on the stage in front of all these people. And the question I was asked was, so tell us more about your business and how you help others. And I was just like, oh my God, Michelle, this is where you have to really think on your feet. Because I had no business. I had no plans to start a business. But because I understand HR, I understand how people work, I understand the dynamics of employment law. So I was able to still speak about it, this fictitious business. And, you know, I just said, I run a small business. I'm cheaper than an employment lawyer. I understand contracts. I understand the management relationship. So I was able to speak about it. When I came off stage, I had so many people come up to me and say, Michelle, how did you, we need your help in our business. Yeah. We're trying to start some management and leadership training and programs. You know, we're trying to make someone redundant. It was a number of things. How much do you charge? And, you know, Jenny, I was like, oh my God, I was like overwhelmed by it all. And I said, you know, I just said to people, listen, let me take your numbers and I'll give you a call that week. And would you believe that same night, I just thought, oh my gosh, I need to start the business. I had a dream, and in my dream it said, you like to work with people, you like to partner with people. Call yourself the people's partner. And in a day, I registered on HMRC. I didn't even do the sole trader. I went straight in, limited company, and here we are. And that's it. Yeah, no books, no nothing.
Yeah, so that's really about taking opportunities.
Yeah.
Feeling the fear and doing it anyway.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And listening as well, listening, isn't it? What is the world telling me to do? What are these signs? These signs are all around us, and
exactly
taking some notice of them. So we've got someone called Anthony Fleming. Hi, Anthony.
Hey, Anthony.
Do you know Anthony?
Yeah, he's in some of my groups, so nice to have you on board.
Yeah, they said it's inspiring to see you powerful ladies making a difference. Thank you, Anthony.
Good.
Oh, he's got to go already. Well, I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen, Anthony. Thanks for joining us for the moment anyway and getting a shout out. So this idea that you've mentioned about lots of people in small businesses not knowing much about HR, not knowing much about business processes. And, you know, part of the reason why we've created this event, Making Your Cash Flow, that's coming on the 22nd of November, is that we want to understand what holds women back and overcome that, particularly in business. Is that, you know, is that why you think this kind of event is needed? Is it about the human resources? What is it?
You see, I think running a business is much more than just working on your business idea. When you really want to run a fully fledged business, it's more than just, oh yeah, I have this great desire to help people. I have this great desire to change the world. You have to have business systems. You need to have, obviously you have to have the marketing, the accounting, and people often forget about the HR. And HR doesn't mean you have to employ staff, because obviously we're going to talk about the outsourcing there. But later on, as your business scales, as your business grows, the freelance business model or the contract business model may not work. You may need to hire at least one or two full-time or part-time members of staff for that continuity, for that, so your systems can run and somebody's in the business, they know the business, they grow in the business organically. So, and even if you want to, when you grow and you want to move away from the business, there's someone else there who knows, loves and understands the business and that's slightly different than working with contractors and freelancers. So I do believe that an element of human resource, even for contracts, even with outsourcing, you need to have contracts in place. And that's where someone with some sort of HR expertise can definitely help.
Fantastic. And I like what you said, knows, loves and understands the business. You know, that's really key. I think about my journey has been one of using outsourcing and getting freelancers, and now I've employed some people into my business. But there definitely has been a journey for me, and there are people I still outsource. So I kind of use a bit of a mixture, but it has felt like a huge step for me to employ people. You know, that commitment.
It is.
You know, I have to make sure I'll be paying these salaries. You know,
I know. And their livelihood, and the thing is, their livelihood is almost in your hands. You know, I've got one I have one client, he does PR for the property world. And, you know, I've known him for a long time. And then when he set up his own business, he was just saying, oh, I'm just going to use all contractors. But he's at that stage where, oh my gosh, I really need to employ people. And now we're going through that mindset shift of, you are now responsible for their livelihood, their performance, you know, paying them on time, making sure they get pay slips, pension. You know, there's so much, a raft of other things you need to consider. And that's why sometimes the easier option is to outsource.
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. So tell us why you wanted to be involved in this event, in our event on the 22nd. Tell me what was it about it, when I kind of sent a message out looking for the three best people who could help women with the most practical tips. What was it that you thought, yeah, I want to be part of it?
Okay, so there's two reasons. The first one is, Jenny, I have always looked up to you. So I'm going to just put that. And, you know, I've spoken to you about this, and I've spoken to my husband about this. And I said, there's always people who are in your industry that you should always look to, even if they're not mentoring you on a one-to-one basis, but how they deliver, how their credibility. And you're one of those people that are not in the noise. And I thought, I've always wanted to do something with you. So when I saw that opportunity, I just thought, yep. And a few people had tagged me in. I said, yes, this is good. This is a good start. So that was one of the reasons, because I wanted to have that working business relationship with you. The second was, I think the title, you know, making your cash work for you, your cash flow, is so important, and especially for women, because I don't know what it is. I haven't done heaps and heaps of research into it, but women, we are reluctant to ask for help, whether that's in general help or financially. Women, we find that we feel like we have to do everything.
I've lost you for a moment there. I don't know if you can still hear me. I can't seem to hear you. Still got my signal on. Oh. We've lost Michelle for a moment there. I'm hoping she'll be able to get back in. We lost Michelle. I don't know if you can hear me, but we've lost her for a moment. Can you still hear me? Let me know. I'm inviting Michelle back in. Hopefully it will all be okay. Hopefully you can hear me. Hi.
I'm back.
Yes.
Right.
You froze and then you disappeared.
So, do you know what? Someone keeps calling through and I'm thinking, go away, go away.
Oh, I see. Maybe that's what it was. Okay.
Yes. Sorry.
Okay. No problem. No problem. So we lost a bit. We heard you were sort of saying, you're not an expert on female entrepreneurship and why we don't do things, but you were saying what you thought the reasons were why women needed help and support.
Yeah, I think my own personal anecdote is that we women have always grown up in a way, I don't know if it's through society's norms or family or cultural tradition, that we should be able to do things ourselves. And we try to be perfect, and we try to do.
Oops, frozen again. Oh, you there?
I'm back. Yeah. How do I stop people from calling in when I'm doing this? Happens all the time.
Yeah.
How do I stop people?
There must be a way, but I don't know off the top of my head actually.
Okay.
Because if you turn off your data, then you won't be able to. If
be
you're
able
on
to
Wi-Fi, you might. No, I don't think that will make a difference. I don't
No.
know. Yeah.
All right, we'll have to just trudge through, and hopefully they'll get the message.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as I was saying. And so when it's looking for help financially through funding, we just don't do it as well as men. And then there's another side to the coin where the funding bodies, they don't fund women as often as they fund men. And I think it might be because of the types of businesses we're running. They typically don't have that longevity as male run businesses. I know that lots of tech businesses get a lot of funding, and research shows that most of the tech run businesses are male dominated.
Yes.
So it's to do, I think, with our own business models and the types of businesses we're running, but also because, you know, the male dominated businesses are the ones that have longevity, sustainability, and investors can clearly see where their return will be in years to come. So I think we just need to be more confident and applying for more of these funding, getting the monies out there. Joint partnership is another way of getting money in. And and showing where investors will get return on their monies. It's got to be tangible. And I think a lot of businesses run by women are quite feely. They're quite around feelings and emotions. And it's hard to put a price. It's hard to put metrics on that. Whereas other businesses have tangible results.
Yeah. Okay. So you're making some really great points. And I think you know what, in a lot of the times, I think most business are emotional, and I think it's the language we use, though. We just need to turn on some of that, change the language we use to describe what we do. That helps people know that they can buy into it. I agree.
Definitely.
In there as well, there's something about risk, you know, our ability and our willingness to take risk. And it be, you know, the really scary risk, but even, you know, if you take out a loan, that's a bit of debt. And then a lot of women want to get into debt because that's risky. But, you know, if you don't grow, if you can't grow without it, then that's a risk as well. So that risk is part of it as well.
Definitely.
Well, that's what you're going to speak about, because we haven't told everyone. What is it you're going to speak about at the Making Your Cash Flow event on the 22nd of November?
Yeah, so I'm going to be talking about outsourcing. And I want to flag up why businesses should really consider it. Now, I understand I'm going to also be covering the reasons why people don't. And most businesses, they feel like it's too expensive, it's too risky, the quality of work will be low, you know, there'll be poor communications. But there's certain things that you can do to mitigate all of those, so that you can, at the end of the day, we want to become more competitive. We want to be more competitive in the marketplace, which means leveraging your time, which also means making sure that your time is best used in the activities that generate money. And outsource the stuff that you don't like, outsource the stuff that you're not so good at to people who are professionals, people who are good at it. And it's just finding the right people and the right websites to try, and making sure that they've done their own due diligence. It's also about, you know, Googling them, what social proof is already out there to know that, these are the people to use, and to speaking to people. You know, you're not going to be the first person who's outsourced. You know, who do other people use for their website design, for their accounting, for any repetitive task? So that's what I want to talk about, and really get into it, and really show the women and or men who may attend the best ways to do it, how to get contracts. And even I want to also be able to give people copies of contracts ready-made that they can use to give to potential freelancers. So you've got all of that. So I want to be able to provide you with that.
That's one of the things, isn't it? Someone asks you for a contract, someone asks you for something, or you're thinking, I don't know how to employ this freelancer or outsource this work. And if there are some templates that
I've got some.
That's going to help people so much.
Yeah, definitely. And it's got everything in there, you know, terms of reference and everything.
Yeah, it's one of my biggest wishes for this event, that we give people real practical, tangible takeaways. Yeah. Rather than kind of not, you know, inspiration is amazing. But I think if you can take something away that you can use immediately, then you know your time and your money's been well spent. Hi, Jess. Jess Baker's saying
definitely.
Hi to the two of us.
Jess. Hello, Jess.
V. Roberts has asked a question. How much have you outsourced yourself, Michelle? And what is your advice to clients who say they have absolutely no funds to outsource personally? It says, outsource. Personally, I had to save and also budget for additional team members. This left me stress-free. Do you want me to repeat that?
Okay, so I'm reading the question on my thing, so I'll answer the first one.
You can see
yes, I can see it. Yeah. Okay, hi V, thank you for your question. So in terms of my own business, I outsource. I've got another member who works with me, and so I outsource HR with her. So what we make sure we do, I think it's all about communication as well when you're outsourcing. So we have an app called Wonderlist, and we both get on that on a Monday. Monday on a Sunday evening, and I can share with her what I want her to do for me and make the parameters very clear. I make my metrics very clear as to what I want and when I want it by. So I outsource some of my HR to her. I also outsource my accounting. I don't do it that myself. I keep a running spreadsheet, but I have an accountant who I outsource absolutely everything to: my invoicing, my tax returns. I don't have no time to be doing tax returns and personal income expenses, all of that. I also, what I used to do, but I don't do anymore, is my social media management, because at the beginning I was finding it was really time consuming, and I needed someone to do my content for me, to post it out, to interact. And I was doing that, but I've stopped doing that now, literally because I found that they weren't really representing me and how I speak and how I come across. They were too much stylized and too, I don't know, too corporate-y, whereas I'm kind of, see me, what you see is what you get, really type of thing. And I like to keep it really real. And they weren't sounding me. They weren't getting my message right. So I had to take that back in-house. But I've now found someone new. So we're going to work together on that. And I find outsourcing takes a lot of your time at the beginning. Getting the messaging right, getting what you really need out of them. It takes long at the beginning. But once you get it, and they get it, and they run with it, it's money well spent. So the second thing, I've lost it. Well, and what's the other thing that V said? She asked about.
I think you may have answered the question.
I might have answered. Okay.
Saying, what's your advice to clients who say they have absolutely no funds to outsource?
Okay, they do have funds. They do have funds. But what is the problem is they're not prioritizing that. They don't see it as a priority, because no matter how you say you have no funds for marketing or no funds to outsource, you're not prioritizing your money in the right way. So for example, if I know I charge £200 an hour, this is in HR, I charge £200 an hour. And if I'm doing like loads of social media content and doing my accounts, that £200 I could be better used. I could be getting that money in. Saving money doesn't make me money. So saving your money doesn't make you money. Yeah. So it's about, rather than me sit home trying to do all my tax returns, try to do all of this, why don't I outsource it to somebody on Freelancer or Upwork.com and be very clear on whether I'm going to be charging by the hour or by the project, and that money might cost 60 quid, and then I can do some work for a client and get that £200. So it's a no-brainer. That's £140. I would have made that, what I've outsourced and what I've made in. So it's about not finding that, it's prioritizing.
Yeah, and a false economy, isn't it? Yeah, it's a false economy. You think you're saving, but you're spending, because your time should be what you're doing best.
Definitely.
Plus, I think this idea, I think it's a stepping stone as well. I think outsourcing, it gets you used to paying out regular income, so that you might move on to the next step, if that's an appropriate next step for you, employing people as well. So be both. So please agree with you. She sent you lots of thumbs up.
Thank you.
She's saying about her company, which manages social media for other companies.
Yeah, definitely.
Have the ability to deliver results. And hi, Roz. Thanks for saying
hi. Roz. Hi, Daniel.
Hi, ladies. So it's great. Great that so many of you are here and continuing to join us. Hi, Louise Wilson. Great to see you too. Glad you're enjoying these tips. Now, we've only got about 3 minutes left.
Hi, Lois. Thank you. Yeah.
So much rich information already. I don't know, this is really a taster for you of what's going to happen. We've got this event, 9 speakers coming, the 22nd of November, 5 to 9. It's hosted by NatWest, sponsored by Sage, and it's going to be chock full of practical, useful, wonderful information by amazing people like Michelle here. So this is a little flavor for you, but I don't know if you want to leave them. We've got only 2 minutes left. So if you've got a question, send it in quickly. But have you got any last tips you want to share? And I also want to share with you, we've got Michelle also giving us some more time. So we've got a Twitter chat starting at 1:30, specifically on outsourcing as well. So if you haven't had enough of her, which I'm sure you won't have done, come across to Twitter and you'll see, look for hashtag making your cash flow and you'll see her Twitter chat. But any last top tips you want to share? And don't give us everything.
Okay, I'll try not to.
Some of it for the event on the 22nd of November.
Okay, I'll share one thing with you. If you're going to outsource and you're going to charge by the hour, you want them to have a timesheet. Just like if you had a contractor for work and you have to complete a timesheet, you want to see what you're getting for your hour. What did they do in that hour? And that timesheet, then you can use that to pay. You know, they'll do their invoice and you can pay on that. But I think getting a timesheet, and once again, yes, it's an extra chore. Yes, it's something else you have to do. But we're grown adults running businesses. It's not going to be easy. Just like if you are managing staff, you want to see their output. You will do a performance review. Just like contractors, that the relationship is slightly different, but you still have to manage their output. So I would say if you're doing by the hour, definitely do ask them to do a timesheet. And if you're doing it per project, you want to find out how much time is dedicated to certain bits of the project so you know what you're paying for.
Thank you. Gosh, thank you. Hasn't she been brilliant? She's been amazing. I can see some thumbs up, some likes there.
Thank you.
I think we've got so much information. We've got practical tips. We've got great insights. And we've also got a feel for what Michelle is like as a businesswoman. And she just, you know, I think you can feel through the screen that she's...
Oh, thank you.
So, yeah, we've got some claps there from Lois. So thank you so much. You know, do join us on the 22nd of November. There are 9 amazing speakers, 9 amazing businesswomen, from angel investors to people talking to you about how you can create wealth, to people talking to you about their bookkeeping, to Michelle talking about outsourcing, to me talking about female breadwinners and how we manage as women and how we manage that money. So do come, do join us. I'm going to add a link at the end of this video. And as I said, pop over in half an hour to Twitter if you're so inclined, and also join our Twitter chat on outsourcing. So see you soon, Michelle. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Thank you guys for your likes and for your comments.
Yeah, and I love that comment as well. Saving money doesn't make money. I love that. So yeah, brilliant. Take care. Bye-bye, everyone.
Take care. Thank you.